We are rolling. Tell me your name, please.
Okay, my name's Tim Richards.
And the person we're talking about today is?
It's Thomas E. McMillan. He was a relative of mine. He was a member of one of the very first bomber crews in World War II, and he was a radio operator in the 306th Bomber Group.
And we have a photo of him.
This is Tom right here. The call sign for this particular, their bomb squadron was More Pork, so somebody had a sense of humor there. Tom started flying his missions on October 9th, 1942, and the very first mission they flew on, they were attacked by 50 German FW-190 fighters on a return mission from the bombing mission. And Tom's particular plane, they shot out the number 2 engine, and on the way back, 2 more engines started overheating, and they lost altitude, and they was flying low over the English Channel, and a British Spitfire pilot noticed they were in trouble, and he flew in, and the radio was actually shot out to communicate with him. And the Spitfire pilot waved his wings in the motion to follow him, and he guided them back to a base along the coast of England there, so that they were able to make it back without having to ditch in the English Channel. And luckily they did make it back, because once they landed they found out that the life rafts of the plane had been shot full of holes by the German fighters. So that was their very first mission, indoctrination into the
Yeah, tell me about the plane.
The particular plane was one of the very first 300 BS-17s put into action in World War II. This is the ground crew here painting the name of the horse on the plane. I found out from doing documentation that each one of the engines was named after a horse that the man of war sired. A number of the famous horses was Seabiscuit, the movie Seabiscuit. That's one of the horses that the man of war sired, and War Admiral. And Whirlaway was another one, but all the engines had a name on them. When I first saw this photograph, I saw that name on that engine, and I didn't know what it was, or I noticed no other B-17s had a name on it, or a writing on the engine cowls like that. And I found out from research that the ground crew had named all the engines after other horses that the man of war had sired.
And you said this sort of inspired a movie then?
Yes, this movie also, or this Bomber Squadron also inspired the movie 12 O'Clock High, starring Gregory Peck. It was filmed in 1949 or 1950. And a TV series during the 60s. It was called 12 O'Clock High. Which came from, which 12 O'Clock High comes from the call signs the crew would use from when the German fighters were attacking them. So 12 O'Clock High was up high in front of them. The German fighters developed a strategy from attacking from the front and shooting at the engines and the pilots.
Tell me briefly, you've done a lot of research into this. What has it been like to dig through all of these codes?
It's really, it's been long and difficult, but thankfully to the internet, there's lots of people there willing to help you, and it's just amazing. I mean, nobody in my family knew any of the facts about Tom's crew, where he's based at in England, and didn't know how long he flew or fought in the war. It just a few relatives passed away, knew a little bit, and I was able to get a little bit of information from a few relatives before they passed away. But also, the mission that Tom was shot down on November 9th, it was a famous mission. In the movie 12 O'Clock High, they talk about it was an experimental mission where they flew in right along the water, and they shot up to 8,000 feet and then dropped their bombs, and they tried to get accuracy and penetration into these submarine pens that had 12 foot of reinforced concrete above them, and the high-level bombing missions wasn't effective in getting through there. So they experimented with a low-level mission, and Tom's bomb group lost 3 planes during that mission. So they stopped that. That was the end of the low-level experimental missions to bomb submarine bases.